Hi Gemini, this is your horoscope for September 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to have a look at what the planets are doing in September, how they interact with each other, and what energy they create amongst themselves. The point of these horoscopes is to try and get a sense of that energy so you can see what positives are coming your way and what challenges come along with that, so you can avoid the negative stuff and make the most of the positive influences. So at the beginning of the month, what's interesting is that the part of fortune that is in your first house of self. So at the beginning of the month, you're going to feel very at ease. You're going to feel expressive, creative, like information makes sense. And that's kind of interesting because Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, that's in your third house of communication, but it's in retrograde. So I think you're going to be very neutral at the beginning of the month, and you'll be able to study things and examine things which don't usually interest you very much and which you find you get bored of quite easily. So if there's anything that needs doing along those lines, admin, organization, getting things lined up, the first 3 days of the month are really good to do that for you. On the 3rd of September, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, does go direct. And it goes direct in Leo at 12 degrees in your third house of communication. So that changes the tone a lot. I always mention this, but during a Venus retrograde, it's not the best time to start a new business or a new relationship because your perspective is off, right? So for instance, it gives you that ability to look at things which usually you find dull at the beginning of the month. So from the 3rd until the end of the month, you're really going to be fired up and you're going to become very interested in expressing your ideas in some sort of practical way, whether that's through the media, broadcasting, writing, creativity, anything like that. You're going to want to engage with things that allow you to speak your truth and that make you feel empowered. On the 4th of September, we've got Jupiter, the lucky planet, that goes into retrograde until the end of the year, until the 30th of December. And Jupiter is in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And it's in an earth sign, which is kind of an oxymoron with the 12th house, because the 12th house is the invisible and it's what exists in a spiritual sense. So the fact that it's ruled by Taurus and you've got Jupiter in there, in Taurus, means that the luck factor is that you're able to bridge the gap between the spiritual and the physical. So when Jupiter is direct, you get the opportunities and the good luck of the planet via your experiences in the outside world. When it's in retrograde, you get that from going within. So the placement for you guys, Gemini, in your 12th house is actually perfect because you're able to go within, get a ton of answers, and then immediately find the practical solution and what to do with it. On top of that, Uranus is sitting on Jupiter, and the moon is also nearby, 4 degrees away from Jupiter, all in Taurus. So there's an unusual sense of ease and comfort and familiarity when it comes to connecting to the higher realms. If you've never tried meditation or chanting or yoga or anything that gets you kind of connected to something bigger, try it out here at the beginning of the month, particularly on the 4th. You'll find it much easier than usual, and you'll get an unexpected amount of information coming through that you can use to your advantage. And because Jupiter is in retrograde until the end of the year, this isn't just the case for September, it's really the case for the rest of 2023. On the 14th of September, we have a new moon in Virgo happening, and that now happens in a completely different part of the chart. It happens in the 4th house, which represents your roots and what makes you feel grounded and at home and like you belong. It's about safety and security. It's about the people who are nearest and dearest to you and just being able to enjoy a comfortable home life. The new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls lots of information and energy in, right? In this case, it pulls in Virgo energy. And Virgo is about creating order and structure, using information, breaking it down, making sense of it in order to build something that makes sense. So the new moon in Virgo in your 4th house really makes you very diligent when it comes to your relationships, and your main focus now is on your relationships, not on a relationship with the higher realms as was the case at the beginning of the month, but now it's about who do I love, who's important to me, who are my friends, who are my family members, and how can I take care of those people or ensure that the relationships are good. So it's a nice time to give back. You know, if someone's really supported you, it's a nice time to kind of send flowers and to say thank you so much for being there for me. Mercury is in retrograde on the 14th still. It's the final day of its retrograde. It goes direct the next day on the 15th of September. And it really gives you an insight into how much other people are there for you and how much of a part of your journey they have kind of been. So you're aware of what other people have done for you. You have a great sense of appreciation. If you want to express that gratitude, it's a good idea. Other people will respond well. On the next day, the 15th of September, Mercury does go direct. So this now is about enjoying all of the good relationships you have and enjoying a period where there's very little room for misunderstanding. There aren't a lot of conflicts going on. It's a good time to just enjoy the company of other people, to do things together, to tell jokes, to go on little trips and adventures. It's really a fun time. Moving on to the 19th of September, we've got the Sun forming an opposition with Neptune. So the Sun is in Virgo. It's next to your midheaven. They're both sitting in your 4th house. So the big focus is my relationships, right? My family, my home life. Neptune is the water planet of dreams and intuition. And with that sitting at 26 degrees in Pisces in your 10th house, you may get some ideas around your working life and how you can create more security there. You know, that's the case for a lot of signs this month. There's an opportunity to really go within and to get practical ideas, which you can then manifest. In your case, Gemini, it's really about your work. So enjoying the good things that already exist in your home life, and then looking at your career and seeing what's missing and looking at how that feeling of fulfillment and joy and happiness can spill over into your working life, so that both areas in future are really fulfilling, both home life and career. So pay attention to the ideas you get around the 19th of September. On the 23rd of September, we have the September equinox, the beginning of autumn. And we have perfect balance between night and day here. So when we have a sense of balance on planet duality, it gives a kind of space and it creates room for something new to appear or to be revealed. And your chart is very heavy here on the 10th, 11th, and 12th houses. And then still the 4th, 5th, and to a tiny degree, the 6th houses. So really the focus is on who do I love and how can I enjoy my relationships to attain a greater sense of healing and even a sense of I'm okay, I'm loved, I'm held, I'm supported. Versus how can I be analytical and objective and unemotional in my working life in order to scaffold things properly and to build it in a way that's productive and fulfilling. And with Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus in your 12th, I think all of the whole source of all this goodness and balance and vision is your connection with yourself, the ideas that are steadily coming through, and your ability to work with those. So it's really like your guides and your angels are surrounding you and supporting you and saying this is the way forward, enjoy the good stuff and build something even better in future. So there's a kind of mystical element to this for you guys, Gemini, in September. On the 29th of September, we have a supermoon. That's a moon that is closer to the Earth than it usually would be, so it appears larger and it has a greater influence on all of us. And it's a full moon in Aries that happens in your 11th house, again, of hopes and dreams. And it's at 6 degrees in Aries. So the moon is what feels comfortable and on an emotional level, what feels easiest. And 6 degrees in Aries says it's time to start your engines and to charge off into the future. And in that 11th house, it's really about expanding the love that you already feel from other people and investing it into other areas of your life that may still feel somewhat empty. So the vision I'm getting, or the image I'm getting with this, is a cup that is overflowing. So like the Ace of Cups, right? An abundance of love and support and good times. And it's about where is the overspill going to land? And I think it should land in your future and in the hopes and dreams that have not manifested as yet. and to invest all that emotional energy into those areas and to either try again or to try for the first time. To really make a go of it. Who am I? Who do I want to be? And how am I going to go about doing it? The only other thing I would mention here at the end of the month, because it's so forceful, we've got so much air and fire here, is that I was going to say you become a little annoying, possibly. But the reason I'm saying that is Venus is in Leo, and then you've got that energy between the 5th and the 11th. You're so invested in your own journey. You're so motivated and enthusiastic. You know, someone else who's kind of in a bad spot or isn't feeling it, they may look at you and say, oh my God, what are they on? Good for them that they're in such a good space, but, what am I experiencing here? So, I mean, that's a minor thing, but that's all I would say to watch out for at the end of the month. Although, I mean, other people's responses to your enthusiasm is really none of your business anyway. So, yeah, play that by ear, see how it goes. That's what I get for you in September. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition, and I combine all of those to answer any questions you may have. So if you're contemplating any changes in your finances or in your living situation or your relationships or your friendships or anything at all, if you're looking to the future and seeing what themes are coming up, if moving is a question or really anything that's on your mind, please just do get in touch for a personal reading. I hope you have a wonderful September and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.